Welcome everyone to this special Developing Resilience for Effective Leadership Masterclass. This is a global event, and I see a lot of people joining from different continents in the world. But I want you to know one thing. There's so much more emphasis that people put on events. Now, event is a one-day affair. It's something that you attend one day. And there's nothing wrong with event. It's good to attend an event, to go to a conference, to come to a class, to go to a seminar like this. It's really awesome. But I want to share something with you before I get into today's topic. This is an extra for you. How can you unlock your power? So this is called unlocking your power for your unlocking your infinite growth potential. Unlocking your infinite growth potential. Now, this I'm going to share within just 2 minutes because I want to challenge you to go to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe now so that more content you can get it. You can go there and subscribe. Dr. Michael Koku YouTube channel. Now, when you get there, look for the content unlocking your infinite growth potential. It's right there on that place. So you will get the full content, but I'm going to give it to you in 2 minutes. And there's a reason why I want to tell you that. So when you get to that YouTube channel, you will see unlocking your infinite growth potential, because we all have infinite growth potential. So in that content, I share the acronym TILL. TILL. That is the acronym that I share in that content. That is the acronym TILL. So what does T mean? T means twin triggers. If you want to unlock your infinite growth potential, this is what to do. These are the 4 things you need to pay attention to. The acronym is TILL. Like you are, till means to cultivate, as if you are tilling the ground. So T, twin triggers. Twin triggers. I will tell you what those twin triggers means. Then I, you need to identify a growth environment. You need to identify a growth environment. Then the first L, you need to learn to soar. Learn to soar. And the last L, you need to leave your comfort zone. So like I told you, I want to go right to that after this event. Go to my YouTube channel. You can listen to that, unlock your infinite growth potential. It was a classic content. You're going to get it. But let me just emphasize that T. Now, that T, if you want to unlock your infinite growth potential, you need the twin triggers. The twin triggers. The question, so what do we call the twin triggers? Now, the twin triggers are composed of twin. It has 2 components. The first one is events. Events. And the second one is process. So you need event and process. You see, the problem is many times people just focus on events. They come to events like this and they don't get the kind of change that they want, and they wonder that why. Listen, event does not change people. What event does, event gives you opportunity to make a decision. That's what event does. It helps you to make a decision. And that's good. There's a place for that. That's the foundation. But that's where many people stop. When you go for a three weeks conference and 3 days conference, 1 week conference, it's all events. But if you want to unlock your infinite growth potential, you need more than events. I learned this from Dr. John Maswell, my mentor. So you need the second component. And the second component is what we call process. Process. Because real transformation require a process. A process is when you have a class, a mastermind that you attend. I've done that several times. And I know many of you here have attended some of my masterclass before, mastermind, or coaching. It can be a mastermind or coaching, and that is ongoing for at least 5 weeks, 4 weeks. You learning week to week, back to back. It's not one time, it's ongoing. It is in the process. It is in that process that you have an opportunity for transformation. So after today, I'm going to give you an opportunity for you. I'm going to give you an opportunity for a process. So what you are having here is event. This event is bonus, it's complimentary. I'm giving it to you as a gift to you. But after today, I have a 5 weeks class on developing resilience. So that in that 5 weeks, we're going to go through this book of the rules of resilience. It's 10 chapters. We're going to go over the book together. 2 chapters per week. Oh, yeah. Coach Dejani already got have the book. Yes. So you have an opportunity. But because you are here today, you're going to have a 50% discount if you sign up within 48 hours for that class. But I just want to share that with you. So twin triggers is so important. You need event and process. If you want to experience real life transformation, you need both. So don't just do today's event and just think, oh, yes, I'm going to be resilient. Let me tell you something. It's not going to be enough. I just want to tell you, you're going to get a lot of things today, but that is a start up for you. If you want to make your resilience to be real, you need to go through that process. And that is why I'll be offering you that package. So not wasting time, I want to put one word. What does resilience means to you? Just put that in the chat in one word. What does resilience means to you? When you think about resilience, what comes to your mind? I want to put it in the chat. Just one word. What does resilience means to you? What does it mean to you? Yeah, someone said bouncing back. Oh, that's awesome. And that's awesome. Bouncing back. Yes. Please, let's have more, please. This is interactive session. I don't like lecture. We're going to do it together. We're going to learn together. This is the school of authentic resilience for people that are really authentic. Someone says strength. Oh, this is awesome. Someone says strength. Someone said recover. Beautiful. Yes, that's awesome. Let's have more word. More word. What does resilience mean to you in one word? Someone said be creative. Someone said keep going. This is let's keep going. Let's bring it in. Yeah, please. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard. Please. What does resilience mean? Someone said capacity. This is so beautiful. Listen to me. Oh, I love this. Capacity. Yes, 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 yes. Let's have more. Please make sure you put it in. What does resilience means to you when you think about it? Someone said consistency. Someone said resolute. This is awesome. This is awesome. Now that we all express it, someone said hope. This is beautiful. Someone said never say never. Oh, this is great. This is great. So thank you all for putting what resilience means to you in that chat. Now, we're going to go to school now. Like I told you, someone said self-belief. Okay, awesome. Now, we're going to go to school right now. Like I said, we're about to go to the school of authentic resilience. We about to go to the school now. So I want to take you to school. Now we're going to go to the school of authentic resilience. Because the main thing I want you to get is this. I want you to understand this. So we'll be looking at developing resilience for effective leadership. Because we need resilience for effective leadership. If you want to be an effective leader, resilience is not an option. I want you to know that. If you want to be an effective leader, resilience is not an option. You need to know how. You need to know how. So, now, many times when people talk about resilience, they talk about in terms of survival. But I want you to know one thing. Resilience means not just surviving. It also means thriving through every twist and turn. You see, resilience goes beyond survival. At this point, I want to tell you that there are 4 levels in life. There are 4 levels in life. And they all start with X. You ready for this? There are 4 levels in life. So if all you think is survival, I want you to understand this concept. I remember one time I do financial peace class university, and I'm a coordinator of the class, and I'm also a Dave Ramsey independent financial coach. So every week when people attend the class, from different parts of North America, US, and Canada, and we always have what we call, it's a 9 weeks class, and we have what we call the wins for the week. So when I encourage people to share what is their wins for the weeks, what have they done with the principle of financial of financial discipline, of that they can just that has helped them to save some money. I mean, to do better with money. So people will just share, okay, I was able to pay off my credit card. Somebody will say, oh, in fact, they will mention different things based on what they are learning. It's all about encouraging them that when they apply what they are learning, they're going to make a lot of progress. So the wins is all about their progress. So one day, there's a woman, she said, my wins for the week is survivor. And as soon as she said that, something just, I'm not trying to judge her, but I'm just trying to help her. Because most of the time, when we don't know better, we just say what everybody's saying. And I said, with all humility, survival is not a win. And I tell her, I told her what I'm about to tell you now. I said, in life, there are 4 levels. There are 4, and they all start with X. So the first level, which is the bottom level, is survivor. I learned this from Zig Ziglar way back in 2001, and it has changed my life. So the bottom level is survivor. The second level is stability. You see, in survivor, you're struggling. It's that level in which you are just struggling. You just struggling. It's all about struggle. You're just trying to cope. That's what survival is. It's a very, very, very harsh place to be. It's not a good place to be. And a lot of people, all they think is survivor. I just want to survive. I want to survive. People that survive, watch the way they think. I just want to go through the day. I just want to go through the day. If all you do is to go through the day, you are surviving. But if you change your mindset, I want to get something from today. I want to get something from the day. Listen, every day is pregnant. Every day is pregnant with opportunities. If you have a survivor mindset, all you're going to do is you will keep going through the day. But when you change your mindset, you will get something from every day. Let me tell you something. I get things from every day. I get something. Because it's a mindset. It's a mindset that I made. So the second level is stability. That takes you above survivor. At this level, you are not just surviving. But watch this. You're not thriving. You're just stable. You just happen to maintain your balance. That's better than survivor. So the third level is success. So in success, you're really doing good. See, so success is like it's a moderate form of thriving. It is not really the ultimate of thriving. Success is just like the beginning of thriving, because success is all about what you do for yourself. But the last level is what we call significance. You see, significance is all about others. That is the highest level. That is when you thrive. Now, at that level, you not only see you thriving in such a way that you've been able to affect people positively. You've been able to impact people positively. So when I shared that with her, and she had 4 levels, she said, "Excuse me, I want to withdraw what I said. My win is not survivor." Everybody just laugh. Everybody just laugh when they hear that, because she has a better understanding. And that's why I just gave you that today. So when we talk about resilience, I want you to think beyond just survival, because that's all that people think about. So don't forget, this is a school of authentic resilience, and this is authentic resilience. So we're going to learn the difference and see. So resilience means not just surviving, but thriving. Watch this, through every twist and turn. I mean, that is it. Okay, let's get to it now. Now, I want to give you some question as we start this. I want to give you something to think about. Now, because like I said, this is a practical class, I want you to think about these three questions. What is your biggest challenge right now as a leader? What is your biggest challenge right now as a leader? Think about it. The second question is this: are you going through that challenge, or merely just going through them? Because there are two kinds of people in life: people that grow through and people that just go through. So that challenge, that's your biggest challenge. Are you growing through those challenges? Are you growing through? The difference maker is going to be growth, or you are just going through it. And the last question I want you to think about is, what positive growth is possible? What positive growth is possible through this season in your life? Let me tell you something. Albert Einstein said, in the midst of every difficulty, there's an opportunity. Many times, all that people see is the difficulty. Oh, you don't understand. It's so hard. It's so difficult. It's so this. It's so that. And the thing I want you to get is this. This is why when you develop your system of resilience, you will see the difference. So please, I want to think about these three questions. Just I'm putting it on purpose. Just pause. I'm going to give you like 1 more minute. Think about it. Think about it. What's your biggest challenge right now as a leader? As you are thinking about that challenge, are you growing through that challenge, or merely going through them? And what positive growth is possible through this season in your life? This, your answer to this question means a lot. I'm not going to tell you to tell me the answers, but I just want you to think about it. These are coaching questions. Okay. Now, today's menu. This is what we're going to deal with today. Today, we're going to look at developing resilience. Also, we'll be looking at the pillars of resilience, and which I'll be giving you the acronym. App. It's like an app. You're going to see the resilience app. Then we're going to look at the levels of resilience, because we'll be looking at how resilient are you. You'll be seeing the TFMN. You'll see the 4 levels. And also we'll be looking at the rules of resilience. And then I will show you how to be resilient by giving you the PURPOSE acronym. Then we're going to close up by looking at resilience and effective leadership. Because even though we're going to look at the 4 levels of resilience, there's another level called the 5th level. Only effective leaders, they come to this height. And I'll be challenging you to make up your mind to be at this level. So this is what it's all about. I'll be challenging you through call to action to come to the 5th floor, to be at that 5th level where you start paying it forward, where you become a resilient model. Now, what I'll be sharing with you today, someone said, if I have seen far, it is because I stood on the shoulders of giants. And I'm privileged to be part of the Maswell leadership. And you can see, I know we have some Maswell leadership coaches right here joining this live. And some people will be watching this on YouTube. But these are my coaches. These are the people that pour into me. On the far left is Roddy Gebrat. He is our speaking coach. He teaches us how to be a better speaker. Roddy is such a great person. And then on my left, immediate left, is Valerie Burton. To be honest with you, most of the things I'll be sharing with you today, I learned it from Valerie. And I'm not hiding it because I'm a resilient ally. You got me? Who you learn from matters. Valerie just wrote this book. I got excited when she said she's coming with this book. And when I bought this book in Orlando, I was with Valerie 2 months ago. Valerie autographed this book and he said, Dr. Michael, keep leading. Because anytime I see Valerie, anytime I go to Orlando from last year, I always give Valerie a new book. Valerie said, oh, Michael, you just wrote another book? I said, yes, and we will take a picture together. So on my right is Marco, the CEO of the Maswell Enterprise, and then we have Chris Robinson, which is our Executive Vice President, Entrepreneur Solution. Now, like I said, I've developed that relationship with Valerie. So this is Valerie with my 11th book. That is my 11th book, The Mentorship Advantage. You know, like I said, anytime I go, I always give Valerie my book. And she's just happy for me. You know, Valerie, I've done 14 books. I've done 12. I'm coming behind Valerie. Yeah. My 13th book will be out before the end of this year. And then I'll be writing some 3 books next year. Yeah. But the thing is, Valerie's always excited, you know, because she saw that, wow, all the things that they are teaching us, we're putting it into application. So this is me and Valerie 2 months ago. And on the left with my new book, this is my new book, and Leader, Lead Yourself. So Valerie always get a copy. I know when I meet Valerie, she always get a copy. On the left was last year. I know, like I said, she's always an inspiration to me. That's why, you know, Valerie, just like, so I'm just sharing that most of the things I've learned, so you can see. So if I want to encourage everybody to get this book, The Rules of Resilience, is a US Today bestseller. And also, if you want to know how to, if you want me to bring Live to Lead to you, Valerie is also one of the speakers in Live to Lead. And I'm doing a private event tonight with the church and in Baltimore on Zoom. So if you want to know how I can bring it to your organization, you can, we can talk about it. So Valerie talk about how to be resilient. That message is right there. Okay, now that we got all that, I just want to show you the credibility that I have based on my relationship with Valerie. Now, developing resilience. I want to get something. Now, we don't just need resilience to overcome challenges. You see, many times when people think about resilience, all they think about is overcoming challenges. You see, we don't just need resilience to overcome challenges. We also need resilience to seize opportunities. So I want to get to have a big picture. So being resilient is not just overcoming challenges. It's also seizing opportunities. So if you say, well, I don't think this resilience applies to me. I don't have no problem. I'm good. Everything is fine with me. But watch this. What about the opportunities that you are not seizing? So resilience is a double-edged sword. It's like a coin. When you look at a coin have 2 sides, the head and tail. So don't just think, because we talk about school of authentic resilience. Authentic resilience is not just overcoming challenges, it's also seizing opportunities. There's so many opportunities that is passing us by. So if we don't know how to be resilient, we can seize those opportunities. So if you don't want to learn how to overcome challenges, okay, I think it will interest you to know that you can be more resilient so that you can seize more opportunities. Think about it. How richer will your life be when you seize more opportunities that are passing by? So this is what resilience is all about. It's not just overcoming challenges, it's also seizing opportunities that are passing you by every day. Now, there are two different, the difference between successful people and the rest is all about growth. The most successful people, they grow through challenges. Now, the emphasis there is growth. They grow through challenges and get better, wiser, and stronger. I know a man called Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is the CEO and chairman of the Ramsey Solution. Dave Ramsey became a millionaire at age 26. He was making more than $250,000 a year, way back in the 80s. But something happened because he was taking loan from the bank to buy real estate. So the bank was sold to another owner, and they just saw that, who is this 26-year-old making so much money? And they called for all his debts, and he couldn't pay up the debt within a short time. And he filed for bankruptcy. It was really tough for Dave Ramsey. For many people, that is the end of the road, but not for Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey began to learn from people that have money and kept it. See, money is not about what you make, it's all about what you keep. So Dave Ramsey began to learn from people, not from people of his age that were doing foolish stuff like he was and lost everything. He was learning. And what he learned, he began to put it into practice. And his life began to change. And people began to ask him, please, can you teach us what you and your wife, what helped you, how you were able to get out of bankruptcy? And that's how he started the Ramsey Solution. And today, he's a multimillionaire. He's going towards being a billionaire. Now, it's not all about that. Dave Ramsey is now helping people. His company has helped more than 10 million people out of debt. This is what I was telling you about. It's not just enough to thrive. He is now operating at the 5th level of resilience. We'll be looking at the 5th level. We're going to get there very soon. But I just want to throw that out to you. So challenges make some people break down. It also makes some people to break records. So the question is, which class do you want to be? Do you want to be in the class of the people that break down or people that break record? Someone said, when thrown against the wall, you can either be an egg or a tennis ball. We know what happened to an egg. When you throw an egg to the wall, what happened? That's the end of the egg. It breaks down. But when you throw a tennis ball, it bounces back. So that is what resilience is all about. How to bounce back. So Dave Ramsey, he bounced back. Dave Ramsey was able to bounce back. So that is why most successful people, like I told you, most successful people, they grow through it. So what will make you to bounce back is your growth. And that is what today's class is for. And the 5 weeks course I'll be recommending to you at the end of the day. So the rest of the people, they go through. Now, they don't grow. They just go. They're the whiners, the complainers. They're the one that complain, how life is not fair, how life is this. They just, it's the same. Listen, somebody said, circumstances are the rulers of the weak, but they are the instruments of the wise. Circumstances are the rulers of the weak, but they are the instruments of the wise. The same circumstances, different results. So don't just go through life, grow through life. Now, developing resilience, traditionally, resilience is the ability to bounce back. You know, some of you have given that definition. Is the ability to bounce back traditionally. is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Someone already said that. But watch this. It is also the ability to thrive and grow and be effective in the face of adversities, challenges, and opportunities. Therefore, resilience is a personal system you can develop that enable you to adapt to and recover from your setbacks so that you can keep going. So let's go and look at what we called the pillars of resilience. The 3 powerful pillars of resilience. So I call them the resilience hub. I remember I was on call with Valerie. I said, Valerie, I've been reading your book and I was able to come up with an acronym. He said, Mike, what is it? And I told her, she said, oh, I like that. So this is what I call the resilience hub. This app are the 3 powerful pillars of resilience. And I'm going to break them down. So the first one is what we call adaptive skills. Adaptive skills. The second one is protective resources. Protective resources. And the third one is preventive choices. Preventive choices. Now, these 3 powerful pillars, these are keys to overcome obstacles and seize opportunities at any age. That means it works for adults, it works for little kids, it works for everyone. So I want to be sure that you got it. Cool. So put it in the chat. I want to be sure that everybody got it. I want to be sure that you got it. Put it in the chat. The resilience, the pillars of resilience is an app. The first one is, yes, adaptive skills. I want to be sure that because it's very important. And the second one is, yeah, protective resources. And the last one, preventive choices. Please don't forget. That's why I gave you the acronym. Just remember app. I know we all have smartphone app. Just remember the app. That's the resilience app. So those are the pillars of resilience. Now that we know the app, let's break it down one by one. Please don't forget the app because we're gonna need it. It's like when you uninstall an app, you can have access to what that app is meant to do for you. So don't forget your resilience app. Now that we know the app, let's move on. Let's go ahead and take it one by one. So this app, this is how you build your personal system. I want you to see these pillars as a 3-part system. It's a system. These are how you build your personal system for resilience. So the first one, adaptive skill. Now watch this. This is all about what is going on in your mind when you face a challenge. The question is, what goes in your mind when you face a challenge? A lot of people, when they go through challenge, they are just like, they will say, I'm scared to death. You can overcome challenges if that is what is going through your mind. I remember a true story of a man, and he's a minister of the gospel, Dr. J.C. Duplantis. He said he was in a plane at the Delta airline. So, and then something happened. I think the plane was having some problem. And then one of the air hostess, she began to say that we are all going to die. We are all going to die. I mean, can you imagine? And she was just saying it. And this reverend gentleman just said, lady, don't forget your training. Don't forget your training. Don't forget your training. Oh, someone said, I had that someone. See, I'm not lying there. I got a witness now. Someone said, don't. And she was telling the lady, don't forget your training. And as soon as he said that, the lady just calmed down. The same lady that was saying, we are all going to die. She now remember her training. She began to give people command on how to be calm, and everything just went well. And after they made it, she was thanking that man of God. Said, oh, thank you so much. If not for you, I would have gotten everybody into trouble. So this is what adaptive skills is all about. They are the thoughts, your attitude, and your behavior, how you respond to challenge. So those are what the adaptive skills are all about. I'm still going to give you more insight about that. So I'm just taking it bit by bit. I want you to get it. I want you to get it so that you can apply it. So the second one, the protective resources, these are not something inside. These are external stuff that you can use to overcome challenges. This includes money, your relationship experience, your education, your skills. So those are external stuff that you can use to overcome challenges. Now, the last one, preventive choices. Now, these preventive choices, this doesn't fix the problem right now. They don't fix the problem right now, but they prevent future adversity. But we also need it. You got me? So they don't fix something you are facing right now, but they help you to prevent future adversities. Now, to make it very easy for us, so let's take it one by one. So let's take it one by one. So let's learn everyone one by one. So let's start with adaptive skills. Like I said, adaptive skills they are about how you think, how you react, and how you behave in response to challenge and opportunities. That's what adaptive skills is all about. So it's all about how you think, how you act and react and behave in response to challenge and opportunities. So this determine the energy that you bring to the problem, and they help you to formulate your strategy as you respond to adversity and opportunities. So these are inner resource. They involve your mental, emotional, and spiritual states. So these skills are somewhat invisible and intangible. They are not something you can point to because they are developed internally through your motivations and approach to life. But you can, these skills can be leveraged, and they can be learned. They are learned skills and honed through awareness and practice. So that's the good news. All these skills, adaptive skills, they are learnable skills. So, and I wanted to get this straight. Oh, don't think that, oh, some people were born. Hey, Coach Lisa was born with adaptive skill. Coach Alicia was born. Coach Debjani was born. Oh, Miss Titi Lope was born with. No, there's no such thing. No one was born with it. They are learnable skills. So, you know what I'm saying? So they can be learned and earned through practice. So this is why the thing I want to get today, I mean, this really helped me when I'm learning about this resilience, is that you can develop it. Resilience is like a muscle. So I don't want to look at some people that are very resilient and say, oh, they are not Superman or Superwoman. They were able to develop their resilience, and this is how to do it. That's the good news. You can develop your personal resilience. You can develop your personal resilience. And this is the good news. So they can be learned and honed through awareness and practice. Now, like today, let's say you are not aware of it before. So let me give it to you. Now, let's see the first one. So let's see the components. Now, watch this. Many of us, we are not aware of this. Now that I'm showing to you that these are the components of adaptive skill, even as you look at all these components, many of us, we are just getting to be aware. Oh, so this is adaptive skill. Listen, now that you are aware, you can develop them through practice. So you can learn and sharpen these skills through awareness and what? Practice. So the first thing is, I want to become aware. So you see, we have responsibility and personal ownership. Whenever you see somebody that is always passing the blame, that person cannot be resilient. But when you see somebody that is ready to accept responsibility and personal ownership, that is someone that is going to be resilient. So it's a skill. Responsibility is so important, and taking ownership Especially, you don't blame the government for your life. You don't blame where you are born. You don't blame, where they give, but you don't blame the system in your country. When you are able to know that if I'm going to succeed, it's my fault. Somebody said, if you fail, it's your fault. If you succeed, it's your fault. There's no one to blame. There's no one to blame. This is how you become resilient. So that's how to become aware and to develop that skill. Awareness and practice. That is how you earn the skill. That's how you sharpen these adaptive skills. So responsibility and ownership. Then we have what we call thought awareness. Then optimistic mindset and thinking style. People that are always thinking positive, they are more resilient. Locus of control, strength leveraging, and you see all these things, self-compassion. A lot of people, we don't have compassion for ourselves. It's easy to have compassion for others. We don't even have compassion for ourselves. So positive emotion, energy maintenance, and management. That means you know how to rest when you are supposed to rest. There are three kinds of energy. We have mental energy, emotional energy, and physical energy. You're going to learn this. So we can learn all these things in a day. This when you sign up for the class at the end of today, you will have the opportunity during these 5 weeks. We're going to go over all these things in details. Then self-coaching, flexibility, goal setting and planning, hope and optimism, authenticity, and humility, and even faith is an adaptive skill for resilient people. It's an adaptive skill. As a person of faith, I know how many times, even when I went through medical school, my faith have brought me through challenging situation. I got some of people that, after they graduated, they were no longer a normal person. Some of them end up in psychiatric hospital. So faith is another component. Then authenticity. We're going to be seeing all this later on. So let's go to save time. Let's say the second one, what we call the protective resources. Protective resources. Now, like I said, the first one, adaptive skills, they are intangible stuff. They are invisible stuff. But this one, they are more tangible and visible than the adaptive skills. Typically, you can see them, you can point to them. They may include positive, supportive relationship. Don't forget, look at that. Positive, supportive relationships. All relationships are not created equal. Some relationships are not supportive. Then we have physical security, money, and access to services. Now, sometimes these things are yours by virtue of the family where you were born. Maybe some people who are born into rich family, they just have some wealth, that can be a result of your family. Maybe your family have some good values that help you not to get into some destructive behavior that will harm you. So it may be virtue of your community or even the country where you are born into. They are called protective resources. Now, why are they called protective resources? They are called protective resources because they can shield you from damaging effect of stressors. Stressors are what cause stress. They are difficulties. They are challenges. They are the adversity. Those are stressors. But those protective resources, they protect you from those stressors. So in the context of resilience, resources refer to anything tangible that can protect you from negative impact of adversity, as well as anything that can make it easier for you to navigate those challenges. So let's look at the components here. So the components of protective resources are financial and work resources. Even your health. Even your health. It's a protective resources. Your education and your training. You remember in that plane that I shared with you? He was telling that lady, don't forget your training. Don't forget your training. Our training was a protective resources. Your experience is a protective resources. Even your environment. Now watch this. Your access to resources. At times you don't even have to have that resources, but you might know a friend that have access. Have you ever been through situation in life before that you don't have something, but you have a friend? I remember one time we can afford vacation, but somebody sponsored it. He paid for that vacation and we were able to go. Now, listen, it is not a less vacation because we don't pay for it. It is still vacation. But we got access. So access to resources is a protective resources. Then we have supportive relationships and connection. Now watch this. Out of all these protective resources, the most significant is the positive supporting relationships. And I'll tell you something. I had a challenge today, even before this event, and I was able to become more resilient because of protective resources. So this is what happened last week. I had an event, everything went fine. My Zoom, I use Zoom a lot. So after the event, I spoke at a GYI. So when I switched to that GYI, I didn't know what happened. My video just went off. It was acting up. And I was speaking, they were seeing me initially, but nobody saw me again. And anytime I click the video on to turn it on, it will say failed, 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 failed. Oh, it was annoying. And I was still able to, to do the event and just this actually log in again. The same problem was still happening. So I just kind of like, okay. Second day I had another Zoom event. I said, no, this thing got to be fixed. So it was a real challenge. We talk about resilience. So I called, I was tapping into my supportive relationship. I called one of our leaders. We went through it together, but still we couldn't solve the problem. And I know today I got to solve this problem. So I reached out to some people yesterday, and I know someone that can help me, but he was just busy. But today, I begin to work on it. And I just remember our technical director, when we've had 10 global conferences. He lives in Switzerland. Let me call him. And I just called him. We call him Director D. And I reached out to him. And he was on Zoom with me. He tackled the challenges. And guess what? He was able to fix it. I was like, whoa. Now the question is, how did I become resilient? It is because of that protective relation, those supportive relationships. He was able to leave what he was doing and he got on Zoom with me on short notice and he was able to solve, and we even troubleshoot it to make sure that the problem was solved. He was just patient. In fact, at the point he took over my computer, he was operating everything and everything went. And I won't lie to you, it was a real challenge to me. Because I knew I have an event today. I want everything to work fine. But what if I don't have access to that resources? Will I be resilient? No. So I just want to tell you that the good news is, thank God I built that system. So even if you don't have supportive relationship in your life now, that you know that it's a component of resilience. So what do? You can start building supportive relationship. And before I called that technical director, I've called different other people, but they were not available. But he was available. That's why you want to build more positive. The more supportive, positive relationship that you are, the more resilient you can become. I mean, this is just happened today, and I'm so really happy because this is so practical. I told you it would have been a lot of frustration, but it turns out to be something positive. Now, let's look at the last one. The last one. So we've seen adaptive skills. We've looked at the components. We've looked at the protective resources. We've looked at the component. So let's look at the last one now. These are preventive choices. Like I said, this doesn't fix the problem right now, but they reduce and lessen the impact of adversities. They're about thinking ahead and taking care of your future self. Now, this is the skill of stepping into the shoes of your future self and asking yourself the question, what will I wish I had done? So let's say you just ask yourself, maybe in 10 years' time, you look back and you ask yourself the question, what will I wish I have done 10 years ago? Whatever your answer usually leads to you to your best choices right now. That's what you should be doing right now. These proactive choices reduces your risk for adversity. This is the wisdom of foresight and discipline that comes with experience. Now, these are the components of protective or preventive choices. So these are choices that reduces your risk of challenge and adversity. Health choices, financial cushion, maybe you saving now for your retirement. That's what you are creating financial cushion for your future. Like I said, it doesn't solve today's problem, but so that when you get to the future, you don't have to worry about it because you've made the right choices to start investing right now for your retirement. Then also we have coaching and leadership training. And it really interests me that, that this is part of it. Because a lot of people, they don't know that when you have a good coach and you subscribe to leadership training like this, it makes you more resilient in the future. There's some things you will learn from a coach that will help you to make the right decision and set you in a good position for the future. So now that we've looked at the resilience pillars, I want to pose to you another question for your reflection. And when you think back, I want everybody to write this down because I'm gonna get volunteers for you to share this with us. So when you think back on your leadership journey, at the time that you are most resilient, I want to think back at the time of your life that you are most resilient. What enabled you to be resilient? And how can you use what you learned to overcome your present or future challenges? Then what is the biggest lesson that you learned from it? So I want to think about this. When you think back on your leadership journey, at a time that you are most resilient, there's some times that we all have been more resilient. When you think about that, what is it that enable you to be that more resilient? And how can you use, because many of them, you can tap into what you learn. And how can you use that to be resilient when something happens now and in the future? So what is the biggest lesson that you learn from then? Okay, I would like to have volunteers. You can put your answer in the chat, or if you want to unmute and answer it, is still okay. So I want to also think about that question. Okay, someone said faith to thrive and optimism. That is adaptive skill. That was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you, Coach Divine, for sharing that. Yes. Yes, the question is for everyone. You can put yours in the chat. And if you want to tell us live, if you want to turn your video on, it's okay. We'll be glad to hear from you. So think back of the greatest challenge that you've had. What is it that make you to be more resilient at that time? What is it? What do you think that make you to be resilient at that time? I want to think back, and we're gonna pause for 2 minutes. I want you to get this, and if you like to come on the video, I would like to have you, and yeah, you can just put your hands up, because this is how this is a school. This is a school of authentic resilience. Okay, Coach Temi, I'm gonna put you on spotlight now. Yeah. And Coach Temi, tell us. So, as a leader, if you think about when you have been resilient in the past, so what are the things that you've learned that can make you to be resilient at the present and in the future? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Koku. For me, it's a couple of things, but the first thing I want to talk about is the responsibility and personal ownership in
Mm.
leadership. So
Yeah.
when I define leadership, it's not just about leading people, but about leading ourselves. So
Yeah.
individual leadership.
Elles
Um,
sont voix.
so in my journey, it's seeing who I am, looking at myself in the mirror and checking how I am showing up in my family, my relationships, at
Mm.
work, in my business, and realizing that if I continued on that path,
Mm.
then I won't be the kind of leader that I really want to be.
Mm.
So being resilient at that point was having to decide whether I want to do nothing and leave everything as is, or take an action of changing myself, which is changing my mindset and my outlook and everything. That led to me writing a book.
Wow.
Okay. So
3 books.
yeah. So talking about
That's a
authentic.
triple resilience.
It is, I know. Talking about authentic resilience is, we said it's not just overcoming challenge, but also seizing the opportunity.
Yeah.
For me, it's about, yes, overcoming that challenge of, oh, I should become a better person, but also seizing that opportunity to
Yeah.
make it a gain for somebody else.
Mm. Wow.
That's
That's
the way I
awesome.
say it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you are so right about that. A lot of people, they don't think in that context. They just, oh, I just want to get out of this. I just want to get out of there. But the thing is this: the goal of resilience is to make you an effective leader, so that you can be a resilience model to others. So we're going to talk about that when we talk about coming to the fifth floor, because that is when you know life at a high level. I mean, that's what happened to me. I wrote to, Coach Temi. She will be our next guest at the Authors Forum, November 5th. And she was a triple resilient person. I call her Pelicans. She wrote 3 books. Who does that? 3 books. She came out with 3 books at a time, triplets. In Authors Forum, we do baby shower. We do book shower. We celebrate books. And the reason why I'm saying this, Coach Temi, and I'm glad you're here, is, you see, I wrote my first book when I was in medical school. It was a little booklet, and that was November 2000. And then the second one, 3 years after, when I was still in medical school. But guess what? For 20 years, I never wrote a book. 20, not 20 days, not 20 more, 20 years. I was unresilient. But something happened. Within 2 years, I wrote 10 new books. That is super resilient. Now, why are we sharing this? And because of that, now watch this. I came to the fifth floor. Many people, they receive inspiration to start writing their books. That's what it's all about. If your aim is just to be resilient for you, you can experience the fullness of resilience. Resilience is so elastic. So you can go as far. And listen, the more higher you go, the more you give permission for other people to try. People say, oh, Coach Temi, I've done it. I can do it too. I can do it too. And this is what it's all about. So as you think about resilience, don't just think about yourself. Don't just be resilient for you. Be resilient for others. Thank you, Coach Temi. And you such a great blessing. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we just shared that to make this thing look more practical. Now that we have seen that, so let's go ahead and we just go over that time of reflection to make it more plain. Okay, let's look at the next thing we want to look at. So we want to look at how resilient are you? Ooh. I want to look at this resilience scale. How resilient are you? Now, watch this. When your resources are more than the stressors are the challenges, the adversities, and the obstacles. So when your resources are more than your stressors, you are resilient. But resilience is in levels. Now, I want to look at that line. Those that are above that line, they are resilient. Those that are below that line, they are unresilient. Unresilient is a word that Valerie made up. So look at that. So above the line, so we have both of them thriving and functioning. They are both above the line. But in thriving, which is the level 1, you become better than before. That's what happened to Dave Ramsey. He was a millionaire before in his 26, but now he's a multi-millionaire. That's thriving. In fact, Dave Ramsey have gone to the 5th level. That's what we call pay it forward. The 5th level, I didn't put it right there, is what we call pay it forward. That one is above thriving. It's above the line. So I'm showing 4 level right here, but there's another level that is above thriving. Is what we call pay it forward. That one is far better. Far better. That one is not just better than before, it's far better than before. So thriving, and we have functioning. Functioning is just survival. You're just a little bit above the water, but that is there is much more opportunity to thrive, where you can be better than before. So the below the line is when we have the stressors is more than the resources. So when the stressor is more than the resources, you become unresilient. So this is what we call malfunctioning. Malfunctioning. Malfunctioning is struggling, but this struggling is below the line. It's struggling in non-resilience state. And the last one is non-functioning. That is where it's a wrap. It is totally broken. That is when we have a permanent failure. Yeah. So these are the levels. I want to start thinking about it. So this is why you know now that you can build your own system of resilience. You can create your personal, your protective resources. So you can build it. So we already know the component. You can start developing. Don't wait for someone to develop your own resilience for you. It's a DIY. You have to do it yourself. So let's show us quickly. Let's look at the rules of resilience. There are 10 rules according to Valerie Burton. Like I said, I already give Valerie the credit. I learned all these rules from my coach, Valerie Burton. So there are 10 rules of resilience. And then she has a bonus rule. So the first one is expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Most of the time, see, these rules, now that you have the pillars, these rules are what you can apply as required. So, for example, if in your life you learn to expect the unexpected, so that whatever anything happen, you're not surprised. Now, expecting the unexpected is not only in the negative, it's also in the positive. Now, for example, now, when I went to the financial piece of Dave Ramsey, one thing that we learned is emergency fund. Why? It is based on expecting the unexpected, because listen, you're not praying for something bad to happen. For instance, in our house, we had the plumbing work done last week. That's the unexpected. It has to be fixed. 2 weeks ago, we have another plumbing work done. Somebody got to pay that bill. That was the unexpected. But when you learn to expect the unexpected, you won't be mad at it when something happens. But like I said, it can be positive or negative. So you're not irritated, you're not annoyed. You just meet it, you prepare for it, and you move on. So, and a lot of people, they don't like that when they hear that. But this is one of the rules of resilience. Then the next one is choose thoughts that strengthens you. Choose thought that strengthens you. Now, this is all about, at times, a lot of, maybe when you listen to the news, you hear so many negative. Don't feed your thought with a negative. So one of the problem that happens, one of the thing that people do these days is this. People make the mistake of waking up in the morning and the first thing they check in, guess what? Is their phone. The first thing people check when they wake up is their phone. Now, let me share these statistics with you. I just got the statistics today. An average person check their phone 2,568 times per day. I was shocked when I heard these statistics today. You will know that. I mean, it's like, wow. Because every second, just, oh, you said, oh, really? Okay, now just, do you know how many seconds that we have in a minute? 60 seconds. So multiply 60 seconds and find out how many seconds that we have in 1 hour, then 24 hours. And some people just check their phone. Even every second, oh, something buzz, they quickly look at it. Something buzz, they look at it. They look at it. They look at it. Just imagine. You'll be shocked how many times people check their phone in a day. And the thing is, no, there's nothing wrong when you do work-related stuff on your phone, but I'm talking about a habit that people just check. They just binge on the phone every time. Any little buzz, they just check it. And that does not help people to grow. You can do a deep work if the first thing you're doing is just like your phone. Every time you're on your phone, at times you need to shut down your phone to take time to grow. So this second one that I'm sharing is very, very important because all those rules are very important. But like I said, those rules you apply it. So you want to choose thoughts that strengthen you, because if all you're doing is feeding your heart and your mind with negative, you need to make a choice. Choose only thought that will strengthen you. Some thought, they weakens your mind. You want to choose thought that strengthens you. Also focus on the vision, not the obstacles. So all these rules: control the controllable, accept the rest. For instance, in your place of work, if you are not the supervisor, you can control what kind of assignment that they gave to you. Control what you can control, accept the rest. Now, accepting the rest doesn't mean that you approve of it, but it's because you can only control what you can control. Then look at the next one: rally your resources. I did that today. When I need to fix my virtual camera for my Zoom, I was rallying my resources. I was rallying my protective resources. I was reaching out to friends that, listen, I know what I know, but tech is not my thing. I even called Coach Tammy. She said, I reached out to Coach Tammy, but she was not available. By the time she was calling me, I already got another person. So learning how to rally your resources is one of the rules. So you can rally your resources. That's why you have to have more than one supportive relationship. What if it is just one person that I have that knows about tech and it's a support system at that time? All the people that reach out to, they are not available. They can help, but they are not available. But thank God, I got more resources. So that is why you want to build more protective resources so that you can rally them when you need them. So another rule that we saw right here is close your growth gaps. Close your growth down. So see, then we're going to learn out. There's no time to really go over this. Then we have don't pretend, don't defend. Find the opportunity in the challenge. Another one is know when to greet, know when to quit. Another one is close your energy gap. So you see, all these are very, very vital. Then the last one, bonus one, is pay it forward. This is how you get to the fifth floor. Now, all these 10 resources, 10 rules with a bonus one, we're going to learn all this when you join this 5-week class. At the before we close, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to sign up for 5 weeks class. You're gonna learn the rules of resilience. we're going to be taking 2 rules per week with bonus teaching that can make us to be more practical. The mastermind is going to be highly interactive. We'll be looking at 2 chapters in a week. And it is starting next Saturday. The class is starting all Saturdays. There are 5 Saturdays in November. It's going to be all Saturdays in November. And before we finish, you're going to get the link, and you're going to get because you came to this class, you're going to get a discount code that will save you 50% to register for the class. It only applies for 48 hours, so that you can take advantage of it. Now, let's look at this. So let me give you how you can be resilient on purpose. How to be resilient on purpose. So using this acronym, PURPOSE acronym. So this acronym is PURPOSE, P. Picture your possibilities. Now you will see that some of these things are part of the rules and part of the pillars. So if you want to be resilient, you have to picture what is possible. That is what happened to me today. I have a Zoom virtual camera challenge, and I knew that I need to fix it because I want the camera to be great, because I had an event on Thursday. I didn't use the camera. I had one on last Sunday. The camera was weird. I said, I don't want that. So I was picture what is possible, that yes, this can be. So I was calling forth my adaptive skills. And I was rallying my resources. You see how you can bring the rules and the pillars together. And now the problem was able to be solved. I became more resilient in handling the problem. We have to download a new software. You see, that is what makes you resilient. You have to picture what is possible. A lot of times when people are challenged, they don't see what is possible. They always see the wall. They always see the wall. They always see the end. Learn how to picture what is possible. It's so important. So you use your failure or mistake as a learning tool. You see, if you want to be resilient, you have to use your failure or your mistake as a learning tool. That is what Thomas Edison did. Have you thought about how someone can do an experiment for 10,000 times? And they said, Thomas Edison, you have failed 10,000 times. I said, no, I didn't fail. I only learned how not to do it. That is somebody, he was using his failure and mistake as a fuel. Now, the word fail is an acronym. The word fail is an acronym. It means first attempt in learning. The real failure is when you don't learn from it. So anytime you go through something that looks like a failure, ask yourself a question. What have I learned from it? If you have learned something, it's not a failure. It's a tuition that you pay for success. Failure is the tuition that you pay for success. When Amazon came up with Amazon Fire, it didn't work. It looks like failure, but what they learned from it is what led to other successful stuff that they came up with. Many times we just see companies, they came out with a product that is highly successful. For one success, they have failed many times. There are so many failures behind the scene that we didn't hear. But those success made up for the failure. Success is a game of numbers. Success is a game of numbers. When you see an author that has written 100 books, not all the 100 books are bestsellers. Does that mean the rest of them are failures? No, he learned something. All the books I've written now, and I learned, after writing any book, I learned, oh, what can I do better? Someone said, done is not done, because improvement is possible. Done is not done because improvement is possible. So when something is done, it's not done because improvement is possible. So the next one that we're going to look at, the next alphabet is R. Reach out for support. Now, this is based on that we have, if you look at all those components, we look at one of those components is humility. I did that. I reach out for support. I need help with my virtual camera. Listen, if I have not fixed it, you won't like it. Coach Alicia can tell you how weird it was. She was with me on a Zoom meeting on Sunday. It was really weird. It was weird. Really weird. And it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. But the thing is, I reach out for support. So don't be afraid to reach out for support. Many of us, we are afraid of rejection. Reach out for support. And one of those adaptive skills is authenticity. Be real. Authenticity will require vulnerability. Be vulnerable. Listen, I've reached out to support to people when I know that they can help me with that. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you want to be resilient on purpose, you need to reach out for support. Help is available. All you need is the right place to reach out for support. The next one is P. Put things in right perspective. You see, at times when challenges happen, adversity, emotion goes so wide, the thing looks so huge. It's as if the thing gets overblown. And that's what emotion makes things look so foggy. But if you want to be more resilient, you have to put things in right perspective. Because the thing will get so much overblown, it's as if, it's like a man. This man came to see his pastor. He said, Pastor, nothing is working. And watch this. And the pastor said, can you just sit down? Say, can you see me with your two eyes? So the pastor now write, the eyes are working. Say, can you smell? He said, yes. He said, the nose are working. And the pastor begin to take inventory. This man that said nothing is working, by the time the pastor finished with a long list, he said, Pastor, everything is working. So what did the pastor did? He put things in the right perspective. There's only one issue that he has. And because of one thing that is not working, he said nothing is working. So you need to put things in the right perspective. Don't allow emotion to hype things up and you overblown situation. Put things in right perspective. The next one is operate with optimism. Don't forget, optimism is one of the adaptive skills. Now, this is the difference between the optimist and the pessimist. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty, but the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. That's the difference. So if you want to be more, you have to operate with optimism. You have to, if you listen to Simon Sinek, he always called himself an optimist. You need to operate with optimism. It's so important. And the next one is serve others. Oh, this is so important. Serving others. More resilient people, they serve others. One of the ways to become resilient is to serve others. That's it. That's it. That means you are not focusing on yourself. You're thinking about others. Listen, I've been through challenges in my life, but in the midst of those challenges, I'm still serving others. One of the things that the temptation that people fall into trap is this. When people are going through challenges, they tend to be self-serving, but we need to be other-serving. If you want to be more resilient, focus on others instead of just you. Serving others make you to be more resilient. It's so powerful. Because it is more blessed to give than to receive. So when you're going through challenges, think about who can I serve. Don't say, "Oh, I want to be good first before I can think about anybody else." No. You won't get there on time. But when you put people into consideration that even despite your own situation, I still can be a blessing. I can serve someone. I can make a difference. Don't wait for everything to be perfect for you to serve. We all can serve. There's something about service. Service doesn't make you to be superior to others. No, it only makes you to be empathetic with others. And that is one vital key for resilient people. And the last one is embrace joy. Embrace joy. You need to embrace joy. Embracing joy is a choice. Choosing to be joyful is a choice. You have to embrace joy. Embrace joy. You have to embrace joy. If you want to be resilient, that means you can rejoice in the face of that challenges. Because don't forget, adaptive skills is how you respond, how you think, your attitude, and your behavior. Embrace joy. It's a choice. You choose. Listen, I always choose to embrace joy, no matter what I face. You know, when you're going through challenges, people expect you to be sorrowful, to be mourning, to be depressed. But when you approach things with joy, I remember when I was in medical school, my graduating examination, I didn't make it. I failed. So I got 3 courses. So I passed medicine, and then public health. But the one that I got left is surgery. I didn't make it. So I have to write another exam in 3 months. Oh, I won't lie to you. My attitude was bad because I wasn't happy. I didn't embrace joy. And that affects my performance. And I didn't in the 3 months that I'm supposed to pass, I didn't pass it because of a bad attitude. Now, let me tell you something. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. Until you fix it, you're going nowhere. I was meant to do to just take that course in 3 months with my classmate that didn't make it. But because of a bad attitude, I have to join my junior set, which was really tough. But because I learned my lesson, I now embrace joy. It was so difficult because I'm talking about my junior set. And when you look at it, I mean, people that are looking up to you, you now in the same class with them, and they are looking at, and all my classmates, they are already working, they are making big money. They are working in the same hospital as a doctor, and here am I as a student. It was really challenging, but that is when I embraced joy. And because I embraced joy, I was able to become more resilient. And I learned that no matter what you go through, embrace joy. Don't forget our PURPOSE acronym. It's a simple hack for you to be more resilient. But one thing I want to get to you is don't forget you have an opportunity for this 5 weeks course. So what we just have today is the event. We've learned about developing resilience. Now, when you now become a resilient model, that take you to the 5th level. And if you want to know how to bring live to lead, you can have the benefit. Those are all the books that I have written, and you can use that QR code and to access all the books that I've written. And I want to say thank you. But before we go, I want to take question and answers, and I'm going to give you the link on how you can sign up for the 5 weeks course. And because you came today, I'm going to give you this code. This code will expire in 48 hours. So this is it. If you want to join that class, it's going to be 5 weeks. I just put the link in the chat. And so the class is Developing Resilience for Effective Leadership. It's a 5 weeks course, and it's starting next distance. So you can use this code for it at a checkout for 50% discount. MIC uppercase, MIC uppercase, and you can use that and take advantage of that. It's going to expire in 48 hours. And if you want to be resilient, you have that opportunity. And I just put it in the chat again, and just register for that. So this And 5 weeks course, we'll be learning Valerie Botti's book, Rules of Resilience. This is our main test. It's 10 chapters. So I encourage you to get the book and get ready for the class. But make sure you sign up for the class. In 48 hours, that 50% discount code is going to expire. Okay, let's take some questions. Questions, response, comments. What stood out to you today? And don't forget to register. The link to register for the class is in the link there. Yeah, so that's an opportunity. Like I said, you need event and process. So what happened today is event. An event is good. But if you go through this 5 weeks class, we're going to go to the rule, 2 rules per week with some principle and strategy that I didn't have time to share, is going to really help you. I tell you, we're living in the days and times. So you got our 50% discount coupon is right there. So let's take some question. Okay, I see some question right here. Someone said, someone said, maybe for work-related purpose, if the number is so high. Okay, that's different one. And okay, okay, question please. Question please. Don't forget to sign up for that. You know, the it's in the chat box for that resilience 5 weeks course. Is going to be great. And you're going to have so many things that will help you to be more resilient. Yeah, question please. And you can put your video on if you want to ask question or if you want to make comment. What is it that stood out to you today? And that what stood out to you today from this comment that you want to share? What if you want to put your video on, I'll put a spotlight on you. What stood out to you? What are you taking away today from this masterclass? Yeah, you can put your hands up so that I can spotlight you. If you want to share, if you want to put your answer in the chat, that's okay too. Okay, Coach Debjani. Okay, tell us. Yeah, what's your question? Yeah, or
Yes.
comment. Yeah.
Good evening, Dr. Koku. It was the session was really nice. It's nice means a lot of learning and a lot of thinking. Yeah, but there was a point which you mentioned that was expecting. I think it was one of the rules of resilience, expecting the unexpected.
Yeah.
Now, for example, this is an example, something which I am actually going through right now. That was planning an event. For GYI event for a long time. And then I didn't know I do not have any school going children here. Neither my friends have children going to school. So then I never expected that the schools will be all shut here. And even I was not aware of